Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Astrology forecast for the week ahead. We have a very, very big week ahead of energies. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with Jupiter conjunct Neptune, and this is going to be tomorrow. So we've been feeling this over the last couple weeks, inching closer and closer. And this really is our once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to tune into all of these sacred higher cosmic frequencies and to find our deep inner truth. So with Jupiter and Neptune both being ruled by Pisces, and they're both in Pisces, this is where we learn how to speak the language of the universe through energy. And I feel this is where we really find meaning in our life, where otherwise it could be quite confusing, overwhelming, and incomprehensible. So Jupiter is the planet of luck, expansion, knowledge. It rules our mental processes, our thinking, our abstract thinking, our synthesis. And when Jupiter puts two and two together, we can come up with a formula when it comes to finding meaning in our lives. Jupiter is all about truth. And Jupiter, also rules our higher education, our esoteric education, religions, the laws of karma, and our moral codes of society. So I feel if we don't abide by all of these cosmic rules, then our life could be very confusing and very complicated. And then Neptune goes even deeper than that this week. So Jupiter's code of conduct is very useful when it comes to our moral principles and these codes of conduct that are designed by humans and earthlings. So, but there's a little bit of limitation there when it comes to the spaces that we live in. Whereas, this higher truth, this universal truth is kind of coming forward when it comes to any underlying truths where we can't really explain what's going on. So when we think of Neptune and truth, you think, Neptune is the planet of illusion. And delusion. So when we're deeply rooted, questioning our truth with this Jupiter energy, many of us want to challenge all of these energies coming through. Neptune does not speak in mercurial energies. It's not like Mercury. So trying to understand the whispers of Neptunian energies can be very challenging. It's not like reading a book and understanding a book. So it's kind of like tuning into the frequencies and filtering out any clutter, any static, any noise, and understanding the message that is being delivered from these universal energies. But you have to be willing and open to hear the message. You have to be willing to listen to the symphony of your own truth. Neptune also rules sleeping and dream states. I don't know about you, but my dreams have been wild lately. Very vivid, very like, wow. I know the last couple nights it's been all about my family coming through, my extended family, and those that really know me know family means the world to me. My children and my extended family, I love them all so very, very much. And so I think a lot of clearing has been taking place in dream space recently. And when we dream, that is when we plunge deep into the collective sea of knowledge that we already have. And that's when we can find answers that maybe we couldn't find in our waking state. When we're in our waking state, we have limited cognitive processes going on. So when we're sleeping, all of these mental impressions during the day can be deleted from our programming, or like our computer memory in our brain. Our mental hard drive, so to speak, and then we can retrieve this later whenever we need it. So, others can cloud our knowledge very easily, and dreaming serves a very high purpose when it comes to tapping into our own intuitive gifts. We all have this ability. So that is why I'm always so adamant about journaling about any dreams that come through, because there's always an important purpose and a deeper meaning to these dreams. So And this is where all of these bits and pieces of information kind of come forward out of our fragmented consciousness in order for us to be able to make sense of these underlying messages coming through with these energies. In dream state, we plunge deep into all of these missing links. So when Jupiter meets Neptune in Pisces, truth as we know it and the universal truth are going to come together so we can find that perfect common language between the two. So, you know, I feel this is like the great awakening when it comes to this conjunction. This has been building up for quite some time, and our Jupiter truth acknowledges what's right and wrong, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what's challenging, what's not challenging. And Neptune is asking Jupiter to find that higher meaning, to release any nuances when it comes to our understanding and our deeper truth. And this can be a very extremely confusing process that we go through. I remember the disillusionment and going through all of the delusions and the confusions 3 years ago. And cosmic energies can be a very foreign, alien language when you learn to master all of these cosmic frequencies, because we're biologically designed to tune out these higher frequencies of the universe. And I think this is something we can all kind of relate to when we're really low in that 3D energy. So this is kind of bringing forward a new vision for the future. Although this conjunction might not bring you clarity like a Uranus transit will bring, because Uranus is like, boom, in your face. This conjunction may or may not alter your life in obvious ways, like a Pluto transit does. But either way, something fundamentally is shifting internally within the collective when it comes to these higher truths and our cosmic awareness. So get ready to learn something about yourself, about your life purpose, about your relationships, and everything around you is going to start to change. Even though these changes may be very subtle at first, it's going to bring forward this sense of becoming someone else, becoming somebody more profound than you could have ever imagined you were meant to be. So, you know, like all conjunctions, it's not necessarily times when big things happen, but this is really where we plant these new seeds for these new timelines, for these higher timelines in 5D Earth. So instead of waiting for something to happen, we kind of have to pay attention to what these energies are initiating in our life when it comes to embracing changes, when it comes to shifting into a higher level of existence. So you might get an awakening of some sort, maybe a possibility to plant a new seed, new hope being restored, and a new vision for your future. But we can only make sense of this, I feel, later on in the month, when Venus in Pisces is going to join conjunction in Neptune on April 27th, and then Jupiter on April 30th. And then we do need to remember on April 29th, Pluto's going to go direct. Or Pluto's, pardon me, not direct. Pluto's going to go retrograde, and it's going to be retrograde until the fall. So this is going to be a huge collective rebirth energy coming through. So this is where we get these higher frequencies, and then we kind of got to sift through all of the baggage and make sense of all of the confusion. So, you know, Neptune transits are not really that accessible, and it's really not that magical, but that we're going to be hearing all of these frequencies, and maybe suddenly everything is going to start to make sense and fall into place. I know Neptune can be very extremely confusing, especially in Pisces. Pisces is the master of illusion. And so you're going to have to attempt to make sense of all of this with logic. And I feel that might backfire too, because we kind of got to feel our way through the energies. We can't logically work our way through the spiritual journey. It is a feeling journey through our emotions. So, you know, if we look at this conjunction and we approach it, say, like Alcoholics Anonymous, it's kind of like an addiction recovery process where we spiritually reframe what we've been rooted in and find our underlying principles when it comes to letting go of all of these old stories that we've been living all of our lives. And then it's this energy and this process of surrendering to this higher power. So the first step when it comes to this conjunction is acknowledging any problems in your life. An alcoholic has to first admit, hey, I'm an alcoholic if I'm going to go get help. So I'm not saying anybody's an alcoholic, although a lot of the divine masculines are. But, you know, we have to admit where we are powerless over alcohol, say, as an example. Then we can, you know, admit that our lives have become unmanageable. And then the second step is we have to believe that there is a greater power than ourselves that can help us restore our sanity. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. If you want a different result, then you're going to have to take a different approach moving forward. So this process goes on with people when it comes to this conjunction, when it comes to accepting this higher truth, the higher guidance from our angelic team. And what the end result is you're going to come out of the other side of this with your spiritual mission. So when we have a spiritual awakening, it is the results of these steps and an understanding what needs to change and then taking the appropriate action steps to create that change in our life. And we all know how hard it is to change. And we can never, ever change somebody else when we know how hard it is to change ourselves. So there's beauty in this conjunction when it comes to a deep understanding of maybe what otherwise was very confusing or very limiting when it comes to our lives. There's going to be revelations around what our purpose is this life and how we can best serve the collective. So I feel when we kind of tune in to the frequencies of the universe and we can sing that same song with these energies, that's when we can finally find our place of belonging in this world. So on the same day of this conjunction, we do have the sun sextile Saturn at 23 degrees 03. So this transit is going to give way to some patience, some perseverance, and it's going to really get us rooted in some strong work ethic. All of these attributes together are going to bring forward this deep sense of duty and this serious attitude that is making this opportunity the perfect time to meet all of your goals. You're going to be determined to get practical results, and you're not going to want to make mistakes moving forward. So this really is a good time to complete any task that you've been putting off. It's time to get serious. It's time to show off those leadership qualities, and maybe you will be asked to instruct or impart wisdom with others. Maybe younger people will start to come forward and seek out your wisdom. We are here to be the elders for this great awakening and to be those trailblazers and those way showers for those that are just beginning the awakening process. It takes time to earn trust and respect of others. And I feel those that are grounded in their purpose will really advance very quickly and are likely coming into all kinds of recognition and cosmic rewards for your efforts when it comes to this spiritual mission. So if if you've been struggling in your professional life, I think things are going to get a lot better. And this really is a time to do that hard work, that Virgo hard work. And Virgo, doesn't like wasting time relaxing and partying. And a lot of these masculines, there goes that throat chakra, they've been drinking themselves to death, partying, playing into all of these negative vices, and it's kind of time for that wake-up call is kind of what I'm feeling. And then on Wednesday, Jupiter is going to sextile the North Node at 24 degrees 07. I think a 24 breaking down to 6, a very healing number. 7 is the number of the mystic, so we're all kind of healing our mystic healing capabilities. So with Jupiter sextile the North Node, this can go either way. There's always a positive and a negative. If you've done good deeds in the past, get ready to receive all kinds of spiritual and material wealth. If you've done somebody wrong, get ready to pay the piper is what's coming through. We do like to acquire material things, but if you've been taking advantage of others just to acquire stuff, you might want to develop some better qualities in your life. I do feel, you know, this material wealth coming forward is going to be a result of those who have developed financial discipline, self-sufficiency. It's a very optimistic energy, but there are going to be negative effects. If you've been extravagant, then you might hit rock bottom with your finances. It's all going to depend on the house position of Jupiter in your own chart, how this energy is going to come through for you. If you've been taking something for granted, then you better get ready to lose it, is a big message. So, and this can also create some indulgent behaviors when it comes to alcoholism and drugs and materialism and greed and excessiveness with that. So there's going to be a fine line to kind of work through. It's also going to bring forward luck and expansion, windfall energy for many of the divine feminines, I feel. And at the worst, you're going to be dealing with a lot of greed, and I feel get ready for people to lash out at you and want to cause you harm out of jealousy. But I do feel many of the divine feminines are coming into the rainbow spiritual blessings this week, and this Jupiter energy is expanding that effect. So it's really important that you align yourself with these energies for this deep growth, for your own spirituality, and any attempts at expansion of the self or the mind is going to be encouraged and gladly accepted with these energies. So this really is a placement associated with karmic luck or karmic downfall. So if you've been generous and optimistic, get ready to receive good fortune. And if you've taken things for granted, then you're likely going to lose a lot of value in the energy. So it's really key that you don't overdo things and don't overindulge and don't be overly generous. We need to learn moderation. So this applying aspect has been tightly working together for the last week or so. So we've already been feeling this, and many in the collective are awakening and seeking a deep spiritual philosophical understanding for their life. And we kind of got to get a handle on any addictions in this energy, and we have to be willing to choose sobriety if you are going to live your best life. So any delays or disruptions or challenges is postponing you and delaying you to show you, like, hey, where you're at, it's not tangible anymore. It's time to get your life right. It's time to seek these higher conscious realms. And the energy can be a little spotty, especially if you've had your head in the clouds. But we are here to be conscious co-creators in conjunction with these cosmic energies. And with the North Node in Taurus, this is really emphasizing soulful desires. Taurus is all about beauty, resources, earned income, finances, love, and values. And when we loosen our grip on the physical world, that's when we can become more connected and at a higher standpoint with these energies. So simple thing is everything in life is beautiful. It's all in your perception. So what do you really enjoy? You know, if there's one thing I've learned on the spiritual journey, Spirit always provides. Finances are always going to be there for you when you take care of yourself and you put love out there. You know, you don't have to strive for anything. You kind of just have to align, and everything kind of falls into place. So this really is going to be a very soulful week where we're going to be asked to get spiritually right, and the energies are helping us navigate shifting through all of these shifts. So whatever is shifting in your physical world, it needs to kind of move around if you're to behold this new heaven and earth energy as we kind of step into the age of Aquarius and into all of these higher realities. So on Thursday, April the 14th, we have Neptune sextile the North Node, and we also have Mars trine Lilith. So this is going to be a lot of spiritual evolvement and a lot of enhanced sensitivity. And we think of Neptune represents our subconscious mind. It's associated with our dreams, inspiration, our psychic receptivity, and it also rules illusions and delusions. So you're really going to have to trust in your intuition when it comes to your own spiritual enlightenment journey. this is also the planet of mercy and compassion. So depending on what your Neptune aspects are in your own chart, that's going to indicate what kind of inner sensitivity is going to come forward. If you're capable of manifesting your dreams, many of us are very highly creative beings. And negatively, I think, get ready to be deceived. Deceit is going to be exposed. And if you're playing into addictions, then you're likely going to have an overdose of some sort. And I hate to say that, but the energy will not fare well if you play into drinking, drugs, or anything that you shouldn't be putting into your body. That is going to create even more confusion and delusion. So the energy can be very imaginative, and it's kind of giving us that boost and that encouragement to become more sensitive. You know, an empath is like somebody that has a superpower. And so often we think this is a curse, but these sensitive energies and our intuition really is our superpower. And we all have the capability to become these visionary leaders and to prosper through our creative endeavors. So you might feel this instant draw to the arts or the occult, esoterics, and or any kind of like crafty thing like painting, drawing, writing, anything that kind of gets your creative juices flowing. So it is a very highly creative and artistic shift, and it can be very inspiring and can bring very positive transformation, especially when it comes to your work. So especially when it comes to occult work. So many might be intrigued to get wrapped up in all of these Neptunian realms. And when we dream big, we can make big impacts in the world. So we're going to want to refine our senses with these energies. And it's kind of like the moment in time where we come into acceptance. And there will be a pitfall if you're attracted to drugs, like I said. If you use drugs as an avenue to access greater spirituality or enlightenment, it can be very seductive, but you're going to be swept into the underworld without even realizing it. And you're likely going to be misled by negative ego desires, and you're likely going to be deceived by others very easily. So we're here to be noble. We're here to be aware of, you know, any facades around us if we're to step into this healthy flow of energies. So we have to learn anatomy and lucidity while we seek the spiritual evolvement that we've been craving. And then with Mars square Lilith that day, it is about speaking your truth, but I feel this is a very locked energy. And if you're in a karmic contract, like many of the divine masculines are, this is going to trigger very violent outbursts within both of those people. It's going to be a very intense energy, and it's going to be loaded with obsession, dark magnetism, and it's going to be like a huge upheaval when it comes to the activation of closing out these karmic cycles. So it's going to bring out primal instincts and desires, but it's also going to bring out some very dark shadow personalities to the surface that's going to trigger issues surrounding jealousy, being desired, and self-indulgent behaviors. So we can't be passively sitting by, over-consuming, overindulging. It's just not going to work with these new earth energies. So the energy will be very aggressive, very compulsive, even promiscuous, I feel. So you're going to have to really be able to tune into your gut instincts when it comes to choosing the right path. Lilith and Mars can work harmoniously within you if you really want to deepen your relationship with benevolent power and to step into inspiration and empowering others. Sovereignty is coming up. Sovereignty is very important when it comes to the spiritual journey. When we are sovereign beings, that's when we can understand that we are not a pawn in this game of life. This is when we can step into our great power and we can create any change in our life that we truly want to create, especially if you've been feeling stagnant. But you're going to have to go into the exploration of your inner wild, and we do that through creative pursuits. If you want to keep that creative vortex open, you're going to have to open up to channeling in the void. The void is the place of infinite possibilities. We all have the gift of receiving insights and support when it comes to our purpose. But we have to go through this purification. And part of the purification is, you know, we don't have sex with people, we stay celibate, we connect with our guides, our higher self. And that's when we can radiate this sense of self-empowerment. So simply by being you, that will allow you to draw in new opportunities to really cement you in your purpose. When you step into authenticity without any masks, that's when you can use your power to help, use your voice to help others. And that is when we can really transform all of our relationships. And that's what we're doing this week, especially with the full moon in Libra on Saturday the 16th at 26 degrees 45. It's all about transforming your relationships. This has been a much anticipated full moon, especially for me. I gotta three sneezes. Everything happens in threes for me. This really is a big full moon of letting go. I actually had my awakening in the spring of 2019 during the double full moon in Libra. My Lilith is also in Libra, so I do have an overdeveloped sense of justice. If there's an injustice, boy, does that get my motor boiling below the surface, let me tell you. So this full moon is about letting go of the past, even more so than ever before. And with Pluto aspecting it very closely, I do think get ready for a lot of crisis energy to come to the surface in order for you to face these challenges head on, to embrace changes and ultimately growth. Without crisis, how do we expand? We never expand when things are easy breezy. We expand in the throes of crisis. So crisis is going to be certain on this full moon's agenda, without a doubt. But we need to approach any crisis from a more conscious and compassionate frame of mind. And this is a perfect cosmic opportunity for our spiritual evolution. Pluto, after all, is the energy that transmute lead into gold, coal into diamonds, and April's birthstone is a diamond. Queens are born in April, but Libra carries with it this very balanced energy, and it is about partnerships. And with all of these Plutonian aspects, it's really about change, crisis, death, rebirth. And therefore, this does have to do with our closest relationships. So what relationships need to die away once and for all in your life? What is truly not meant for you? I think it's time to fully surrender and let go of people, places, and things that aren't serving your highest evolution. You can't keep holding on to something for fear of being alone. When we loosen that grip, then we can find greater intimacy. We're never, ever truly alone. And if you cannot be happy alone first, you're never, ever going to be happy with somebody else. And that's just how it goes. So all of this building tension, especially with the added tension of the connection to Mercury and Uranus, is emphasizing this deep desire for freedom and that openness that we all need in our relationships. We need to be able to speak our truth and think in a way we have never thought before. It's out of the box energy, and that's what Aquarius is, out of the box. So how can you open up more? How can you think and speak in a new way in order to have that close, intimate connection with people? So there's a lot of complexities with this full moon coming up, and it's important to understand that the ruler of this full moon is Venus. So Venus is going to be exalted. The divine feminine is being exalted from all of this intense transformation energy, and all of the onus is going to be put on the masculine. Venus is all about forgiving and loving despite the flaws, but it doesn't mean unconditional acceptance of poor behavior. So I feel it's time to let go with love, to see things from all angles, and to bring that spiritual perspective to the forefront. That's going to be crucial in the energies this week. We can't keep doing this toxic dance of pushing and pulling, winning and losing, you versus me. We cannot keep doing that. Aries is very self-focused, and counterbalancing that is the Libra energy of we. So, you know, we can't just be me, me, me. Yes, we're here to fulfill our lives, but, you know, it's not at the expense of others. And so we kind of got to find some middle ground in the energies. Libra is finding her strength. Venus is finding her strength. And I think, you know, as much as we've negotiated on this journey and compromised, a lot of the feminines are asserting their power. They're not just going to people please anymore. And it's not about just filling our own desires and our own needs. It's about combination of all of these conscious energies and embracing the spiritual evolution that awaits us all on the other side of this transformation. So this full moon is, you know, occurring opposition to the sun in Aries, and so this is a culmination of fulfillment. The Aries Libra polarity is a relationship axis. Aries represents self, Libra represents others. Aries is about self-assertion, Libra is about compromise. So where are you needing to maintain a compromise and to graciously return to a state of balance? Where are you needing to assert yourself when it comes to breaking free from any negative situations? So, you know, we need to remember we have to meet our personal needs all while attending to the needs of our significant others if we're going to have that healthy interdependent relationship and that deep companionability within romantic partnerships moving forward. So Libra is very diplomatic, it's very equality minded, and it's very fair and just. So get ready for karma to be served, whatever it is that you deserve, and get ready for conflict to be illuminated. We cannot neglect either ends of these axes, or you're about to be met with all kinds of backfiring energies. So it's also a full moon about emotional declarations, however that's going to come out. Whatever's been building inside of you is likely coming to the surface. The energy is demanding that it be released. So over the next couple weeks, we're going to really discover what these declarations mean for us. We can't keep sitting on these feelings. We need to express them. We can't keep playing into conflict, me versus you. We need to kind of express ourselves and let things out of our system. And if you've been boiling up some rage, get ready for a lot of chaos and conflict this Libra full moon. This energy is reminding us to consider if you've been honoring yourself, especially when it comes to close relationships. And there's going to be all kinds of revelations this week, especially when it comes to our physical bodies, our leadership skills, our ability to initiate and begin new things, and our ability to maintain healthy, close relationships. And if you're struggling with obstacles, then you are encouraged to be brave and to find your determination, to be resourceful enough to walk away from anything that's not working for you. And then on Sunday, April the 17th, we have Mercury sextile Venus at 13 degrees 32. So this transit can often bring opportunities to improve your relationship with yourself, and it can also mean the start of a brand new romantic partnership. If you want to tell somebody how you feel about them, now is the perfect time. It's this energy of speak now or forever hold your peace. We have the ability to turn negative matters into, you know, balanced communication, but it's going to take a lot of conversation, and the energy can be quite charming, fun-loving, and friendly, and I feel the energy can be very sociable. It is a good time to start a new cycle in love. It is a very win-win type energy, and it is the perfect opportunity to resolve conflict and to break down any barriers when it comes to progressing forward. So let's jump in with a few cards, guys, and see what other energies need to come through for the collective. I'm going to start off with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. Soul connection, healer. Many of us are healers. Many of us have the ability to heal through our words, our touch, our thoughts, our actions. So maybe it's time to explore some healing work. And there's definitely a soul connection here. Somebody that's going to play a significant role when it comes to your soul's evolution, whether it's a catalytic person or not. There is an important person on your journey that is kind of helping you evolve beyond these patterns. So we're going to jump in and dig into the Divine Masculine's energy first. What needs to come through for the Divine Masculine. I also do want to mention this week videos are going to be sporadic, guys. I don't know what kind of flu bugs come through this house, but Savvy had it last week. I had it. And now my oldest daughter is homesick this week. So, and I have to get my car in to get fixed. I'm like all kinds of expenses. I renewed my mortgage last week. I got to get a roof on the house. I got to get struts on the car. So I have a very busy schedule this week. So I do know I have about 5 more zodiac signs to get through. I will get to them, guys. So just be patient with me. I will do my best. Okay, Divine Masculine is receiving guidance from Spirit this week. I feel many of the Divine Masculines are in a very karmic, tough situation. And it's kind of time for them to find their truth and to find their authentic voice. I think the ghosting, the silence has gone on long enough. I'm at a point of my journey. I'm manifesting a new soulmate. I actually have been talking to somebody new and taking it slow, but definitely somebody that has my back, and it's been going very well. So I feel a lot of the masculines still have to come and face us in order to close that book. A lot of these masculines are coming into this awareness that the karmic really did misguide them, lied to them about the divine feminine, gossiped, slandered her, and a lot of light is being shone down on those lies, those deceptive energies. And if the masculine is to really step into honesty, he's going to have to remove these blocks in his throat chakra. I feel there's definitely a major rediscovery. I think that the masculine sees clearly now. He's been dealing with a false person, somebody wearing a mask, and all of these layers have been peeled back. And this really is where the masculine needs to recognize where he's been neglecting himself. It's really time to give up these addictive qualities. It's time for the masculine to nurture his mind, his body, and his soul, and to release all of these unhealthy habits, people, places, and things, if he is to step towards self-development and growth, if he is to practice unconditional love. So what needs to come through on the divine feminine side, please? Soul alignment. And that's exactly what I felt. I've released that contract. I've integrated the lesson. And I feel a lot of the feminines really are stepping into their purpose at this time. So you might, I feel a lot of these karmics and that unconditional love wanted to come back out. I feel a lot of these karmics are going to try to attack the feminine this week, so you're going to have to protect your energy. I feel a lot of these karmic catalysts are really going to try and trigger you this week. So watch yourself, divine feminine. Don't play into these old patterns that you've already released. I think you're going to be tested this week to see if you've actually corrected these negative patterns. So you're going to want to really just align. I feel a lot of the feminines are coming into that perfect alignment. And you're just going to want to retreat and connect in nature. Really practice unconditional love, because this connection is intensifying. And like I said, it needs to come to the surface and be talked about once and for all, if we are able to just both move forward with that clean slate. And unconditional love is the key. And like I said, unconditional love does not mean unconditional acceptance. A lot of these masculines run. They make us feel like there's something wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us, divine feminine. You need to just keep showing yourself love and calling in those healthy relationships. So, release any criticism of the divine masculine. Whatever they're going through, that's their own reflection that they've not been willing to look at. And what you need to do, divine feminine, is just surround yourself in healing light. You're going to want to protect your energy this week, because a lot of negative circumstances surrounding the masculine are likely going to affect you this week. And I know there's been a lot of ascension symptoms, a lot of dizziness, a lot of higher energies. So you're going to want to go into meditation, and you're going to want to be very gentle with yourself, and water therapy, or go sit by the water, or just go ground the energies outside, work with the crystals, whatever you can to kind of stay grounded with all of these higher frequencies. Let's get some archetype messages into the divine masculine. He's feeling like a fool. He's denied this emotional truth for so long. And, he's been wearing a mask. He's looking like a joker. And, and I think he's going to be met with all kinds of negative forces working against him this week. We kind of manifest that. When we don't live in our truth, we manifest all kinds of chaos and conflict. So I feel the masculines are learning to be the hero of their own life. They've been playing into escapism tendencies. addictions, playing with that karmic feminine who plays the damsel in distress. They've been seduced by this romantic illusion because the karmic just wants somebody to provide for her. And I think this is a big lesson in the masculine understanding what healthy romance is. And I do think you're inspiring the masculine to learn how to rely on himself and to be the hero of his own life. And I do feel the masculine's learning a major lesson when it comes to his arrogant pursuits. He's been very destructive with his arrogance. He's been unwilling to take action and to make amends and to do the right thing. And he's about to experience a lot of humility. And, you know, he can't keep playing the martyr, the victim, and that's what they do. They play the victim. Oh, poor, pitiful me. So people feel sorry for him. And they need to instill some personal boundaries. They can't keep victimizing themselves because, in essence, they've really been victimizing all kinds of people. And the universe is saying, you got to go into that inner child wound. And it's kind of time to heal that inner child wound because you can't keep blaming all of these dysfunctional relationships on people around you. That's your wound. You have to heal it. You have to move through it, and you have to get to a place of forgiveness. So I feel an awakening when it comes to this inner wounded child. And the masculine is going to have to learn the pathway of forgiveness if he wants to be set free from all of the chaos and conflict in his life. So let's dig into the divine feminine, the trickster in reverse. You're transcending that energy. You know that the masculine's been manipulating others, that he's been manipulated by the karmic trickster. And I feel, once again, you're stepping into a brand new beginning with quite possibly a new soulmate companion. I know many of the divine feminines I've been talking to have manifested a new soulmate. And I feel the feminine is releasing that betrayal of the masculine. A lot of these masculines betrayed the feminine, misused her love, misused her power. A lot of the feminines have come out the other side of that loss of personal identity, and we're stepping into loyal, committed partnerships with a soulmate that will respect you the first time around. Once again, spend some time in nature, communicate with the earth, and I do feel you're stepping into delighting and serving others from that free and loving heart. And in turn, that's going to bring the masculine back begging. He's going to have to come back begging. He's going to have to confront these disempowering issues, these physical survival issues. He's awakening to his spiritual truth. And once again, a lot of humility in the energy. And you're stepping into your queen energy. Interesting. And then the king. So, you know, I guess it's all up to you if you're going to take your counterpart back or not. I know for myself, the arrogancy, the lack of communication, I'm just over it all. And their excessive feelings of entitlement is just getting really, really old. So I do feel the masculine is going through a period of enlightenment as the feminine steps into her regal feminine radiating light and steps into her benevolent authority. And I do feel there's a lot of truth coming out in the energies. So let's grab a spirit animal for the divine masculine. See what comes through. For the divine masculine, I'm going to use the animal spirit deck. We'll see what spirit animals need to come through for the divine masculine before we jump in with some tarot. I can't believe we're at 40-something minutes already. We'll see what comes through for the divine masculine. The fox. And we'll see what comes through for the divine feminine. On the divine feminine side, please. Oh, we got, oh my God. Okay, so some flipped out on the masculine side, so I'm going to have a look and see. That's quite a few energies. Ooh, bottom of the deck, vulture. So we have the bat and the cheetah. Ooh, and the butterfly. Beautiful. Transformation. So, oh God, we got the mouse and the panther and the black egg. So I kind of feel the masculine's deep in the void. This is a very spiritual energy, but it's dark. He's dealing with some very aggressive energy with the panther and the mouse. And then we get the vulture on the bottom of the deck. I feel the feminine's ready to spread her wings with the butterfly and the cheetah. And you're going full steam ahead very, very quickly. We're going to grab out of the book real quick. I'm getting very dizzy with the energies again. So a lot of high frequency light codes. I'd like to read into the black egg for the divine masculine first. Give me a second, guys. I don't use this book very often. So I feel, yeah, the masculine is deep within some truth at the moment, sitting in some truth. And inside this truth, there will be no more confusion. There will be no more excuses. There will be no more ghosting, small talk, or lies, not even any little white lies. And this is where the masculine is being asked to honor what is true. So there's a balance coming forward, and the masculine is going to have to speak honestly, openly, and clearly if he is to draw in higher frequency energies. I feel the masculine's asking questions about what do I even know to be true about myself, what is true about the world, perfectly with that Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. So I don't think the masculine has yet accessed his voice. He's still in a very unsure place. But if he wants to be treated properly, he's going to have to speak with truth. There's a lot of gossip surrounding the masculine, and I do feel it's justified because of their subpar behavior. And they can't keep trying to convince others that, you know, what they've done is okay, because it's not. And I do feel this really is the birthplace of the masculine stepping into their authentic voice. And with the Panther energy, let me see if I can find the Panther energy very quickly. There's the cheetah. Yeah, the feminine is taking back her solar life force energy, and she's taking action towards all of her achievements. Another deeper reconnection to your purpose, divine feminine, is what I'm feeling. And yeah, a lot is being annihilated out of the divine masculine's life when it comes to these self-destructive behaviors. Unexpected devastation is taking place in the masculine's life this week, and it's going to be very uncomfortable, but it's going to clear the pathway. And the Panther is that karmic energy is kind of what I'm feeling. And then we'll look at the butterfly, if I can find the butterfly quickly. But I just feel the feminine is just coming into her own, and she's ready to just completely transform and fly the coop is what I'm feeling. Yeah, you're stepping into this beautiful transformation, this uplifting energy. You're coming out of that cocoon, divine feminine. So we'll get a couple of tarot on the divine masculine's end. What needs to come through for the divine masculine for the week ahead? Okay, he wants to come back from the dead. He wants to come back from the dead. And like I said, use your discernment. It's going to all be at your discretion, divine feminine. But I do feel he's definitely at rock bottom when it comes to wish fulfillment. Yeah, he's got a big choice to make. Oh my God, huge loss in finances. So we get the Seven of Coins reverse. So, you know, this is long overdue. The Ace of Coins reverse, quite possibly even a job loss. I think total financial ruin. And they're definitely receiving some very bad karma. There's a lot being illuminated about what he needs to come back and fix. That's been dead and gone. And I feel there's like this obsession towards the feminine right now. He's got a choice to make. Do you want karmic love? Or do you want divine love? Because the divine feminine's birthing a brand new life. And the masculine knows if he wants wish fulfillment, he's going to have to come forward with that offer. It is going to be a clean slate, but he's definitely hitting that rock bottom when it comes to the blocked communication. And he's been withholding this on his heart for a very long time. And he's about to get a major wake-up call, a shift in perspective. And he is being asked to rise and to make amends for all of the pain that was caused in that karmic contract. Let's see what needs to come through on the divine feminine side. I think it hurts. And, you know, now the onus of the pain has now fallen on the divine masculine. The feminine has healed, and I do think the feminine is done with this third-party drama. I think she is cutting that out. It was a false start. I think a lot of the feminines have made peace with this. They fed themselves love. The feminine is in her authentic truth, and she's about to get her rewards. There is a major karmic rebalancing with that Libra full moon. Everything is coming full circle. And I do think a lot of the feminines are going to be presented with a new love offer for doing the work, because you are grounded, stable, and solid, and you've made peace with this past betrayal. And therefore, a brand new loving beginning is on your path that will be balanced. Somebody that will not give to more than one. Somebody that will love you and respect you the first time around. A finality. And all of this is moving forward so we can build those legacies for the future, those solid family foundations. So get ready to receive a message. The doorway is opening when it comes to these divine unions. And I think you kind of know it. You are the high priestess, after all, divine feminine. You are the keeper of secrets. You already know there's a new beginning coming for you. And it will be towards community efforts. So you might have somebody from the past coming back. I feel somebody that maybe you've known all the way back to childhood, but there is going to be a new beginning for the divine feminine. So free yourself from this contract. You have to fully surrender and free yourself and take back control of your life if you are to manifest everything that you deserve. So we'll get a couple last messages and we're going to close off the reading. And I'm going to go check on my Peanut upstairs. There's that energy. Love yourself first. I do think a lot of the divine feminines have a new person that has stirred the romantic feelings. There is new love coming. We are entering a brand new cycle in love, and it's okay to ask for support, but be careful who you're seeking support from, because a lot of friends don't really understand the journey. So only reach out to those that you know will understand you, because I feel a lot of the divine feminines have called in a soulmate. And there is going to be a strong magnetic attraction, because we are ascending these old timelines, and our love lives are ascending to a higher level of commitment. It's time. So get ready for a past life relationship to come knocking on your door this week, divine feminine. And that's kind of what I got for a forecast for the week ahead. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below. Please do keep in mind I am booking into the very last week of April and into May. So it is a couple week lead time. And I did want to mention that. So anyways, I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.